Yo, it's trying. Make sure you sub, share, like, comment. Hope everyone's having a good day. It's storming, so we're inside today, right? Um, I wish you guys could see what my phone's set up on. I just have it set up on the most random stuff. But we got horrible vet experience story time, and I promise you this is funny. So, first of all, I'm a diehard Bears fan, right? And at the time, I was living in Florida, right? And I lived with my uncle and my friend. Now, my uncle had a dog, so we had a dog, because we lived there for almost a year. We got attached to the dog. And I used to always hang out with her, she'd come in my room, lay down, we'd cuddle sometimes. I'd always be smoking and hanging out with her. It was kind of fun. She was a good dog. But every now and again, there'd be something wrong with her. She was just kind of I don't know, a sickly dog, I guess. Like she got a couple ear infections, I remember, and then she had some stuff wrong with her paws because they switched up what they sprayed in the grass and it irritated her paws and stuff like that, right? Well, one day, and like I said, I'm a diehard Bears fan. Saturday night, right? I'm going to bed because the next morning there's a Bears game. And even though they were awful, at the time they had 2 wins and it seemed promising still. It wasn't like complete sadness. And this was the week they got their third win. I just don't remember when that was because it was last year, but it just hear this. It was the worst day possible for me, right? So here's what happens. I wake up to my phone going nuts, right? And just to set the stage, my friend already left for work and my uncle already left for work, right? I'm the only one that gets to sleep in a little bit. So my phone's going absolutely nuts when I wake up. It's like 9 or 10 a.m. We still got 4 hours till the game, right? All good. Well, I look at my phone and it's my grandpa, and I'm like, oh, that's weird because he lives in Illinois and I'm in Florida. Why is he calling? So I answer, right? And he's like, hey, I was just talking to your uncle. Basically, you need to bring the dog to the vet immediately. Something's very wrong. It's an emergency, right? I was like, oh, okay, but I also didn't believe him. But, he's telling me to bring her, right? So I'm like, okay, I will. And I called my uncle back, right? Or I didn't call him back, but I called him just to see, like, if this was all true. And I call him, and he's like, yes, bring her in immediately, right? So immediately when I'm woken up, no brushing the teeth, no changing the clothes. I didn't get to do anything, no deodorant, just straight. I got to bring the dog to the vet. And I go downstairs and I'm nervous, right? Because I don't know what this dog, like, I love this dog, but I don't know what's wrong with her. I don't know what she's gonna look like. Like, I'm kind of scared to see her. So I go down these stairs and she's fine, but she is laying down kind of weird. She's like when I had to help her into the car and stuff, and usually she'd be fine. She was she's a pit bull mix, but more pit bull than whatever else she is, right? So she should be able to hop into a car and be moving around, right? But she was moving really slow. So I picked her up, I put her in the car, right? I had to put this big towel down just in case she peed. I did not want her peeing on my seats, right? Or bleeding. I didn't know what was going on with her, right? But they said it was something with her woman region, so I did not want any blood or piss on my car seat, right? So we fly to the dog hospital, or the animal hospital, right? And this is where my hell started, right? First of all, I got there at, let's say, 10:30 a.m., okay? Bears game would be at 1 p.m. That's what, 2.5 hours till the game. So even if I'm there a long time, I should be able to see the start of the game. That's what I was thinking, right? And I was completely wrong. So first of all, I'm sitting there. Let's just say the first hour goes by, right? Don't move an inch, don't move a muscle, but they know I'm there because I checked in when I walked in, right? Now the dog that I have, or my uncle's dog, whatever, is whining. She never whines. Like, even when, like, you could leave her outside, she wouldn't whine like that. So I could tell she was in pain because she was like doing the whimpering, and it made me feel really bad. So after like an hour of no one talking to us, I go up to the lady again. I'm like, hey, are you going to be able to get us in soon? Which I'm not the type of person to do those kind of things. Or like if a food order's messed up, I don't want to talk to him. But I felt bad. I needed to get an answer, right? So I was like, listen, like, she needs help. Are you guys going to let us in? Because no one else was sitting in the waiting room yet, right? Well, within 20, 30 minutes of that, like 4 people came in, and we were all sitting in different corners of the waiting room, right? All the animals look sick, and they start calling the other people first, right? So that kind of pissed me off, because now we're getting closer to almost 2 hours of me being there, and they're calling other people first. So I go up there, and I'm like, yo, are we next? Like, what's going on? Like, we've been here the longest, you know? And she started talking about how other dogs have other problems that are more important. I'm like, whatever, right? Trying not to get mad, because I felt like if I called her a bitch or got mad at her or something, that she would not take care of the dog, right? So I was like, let me chill. So I go and sit down, dude, and it gets to like, it was like, what time was it? It was like 5 minutes till the start of the Bears game, so like 12:55, it's almost 1, right? And I know for sure that I'm not going to see the start of this game, but maybe I'll see it by halftime, right? But I'm pissed. I got my Bears jersey on because I had it on the night before. All I wanted to do was watch the Bears. That's all I cared about, right? So when it gets to 1 o'clock, I go up to the lady, you know, and I'm like, and she doesn't know about my Bears thing. I don't expect her to. I don't care about that, right? But it was the reason I went up there and talked to her again, right? And I was like, okay, it's been like, we've been here like 2.5 hours, however long. Like, when can she go in? And they were saying it could still be another hour or two, right? I was pissed. I sit back down. I'm trying to find any way to stream the Bears game, right? I'm going on these weird, like Russian and Japanese sites, and they got all these characters I've never seen before. I was just on these sites that made no sense, right? And some hack sites, things like that. Just trying to find the Bears game, right? I finally find it, and by the time I found it, it was a little bit into the game, and they were winning. They actually were looking good, right? I got to watch like 3 plays, right? And then they call me. They're like, okay, you can bring the dog in, right? So we go into the waiting room, and I made the mistake of thinking, okay, the waiting's over, you know? They brought us like from one waiting room into like the private 1-room waiting room where the doctor comes in. Or I guess that's just the regular room, right? Well, we waited in that room another hour, and that room had 0 connection. So no Bears game, no checking the score, no checking Instagram, just sitting there fucking miserable, right? So I'm sitting there, finally, after like an hour, however long, there wasn't even a clock in there. I had no idea. Well, I guess I could have looked at my phone, but I wasn't thinking about it, you know? They come in and take her, right? And they're like, okay, we should only be a little while, right? And I knew when they said a little while, it was going to take forever. So I'm sitting there. It's like 2 o'clock. First quarter's over. It's almost halftime, but not yet. And I'm just sitting there. And I still don't have the, I can't watch the game, right? So another like 30, 40 minutes pass. And they inform me that I need to fill out some paperwork stuff because my last name is not the same as the dog's last name, right? So they bring me around this corner, and I'm signing this stuff, and they have to call up my uncle, and they're calling all these people, and I'm just looking at this lady absolutely pissed, right? Like, I was staring at her with a stern look, right? And she's like, what? And I was like, do you really think I would just come sit here for like 4 hours with just a dog that's not mine? Like, why would I come in if it wasn't, like, why are we checking this stuff? I just wanted to leave, you know? I just wanted to go back. I'd been there for hours. I just wanted to go watch the damn game, right? Finally, they bring the dog out, right? But they're doing this paperwork stuff. Then they have to put a cone on the dog, right? So then the struggle, when we finally get done with that stuff, and by the time we got done, the second half already started to the game, right? We were already like 5 minutes into the second half. Finished doing everything. I get her in the car, right? And then she hates the cone. So the whole drive back, and it's like 20, 30 minutes, she's trying to knock this cone off her head, right? And she's like whimpering and doing little barks, and she just keeps trying to knock the cone off her head, right? And then she does get it off, and she starts itching herself and like messing around trying to lick her stomach and other things, you know? So then I gotta stop the car and put the thing back on her, dude. By the time we got to the house, got everything settled, because I had to give her medicine too. By the time we got done, I look up the Bears game, and the game was over, and they had won. The Bears won 3 games last year. I saw 2 of them. And I love the Bears. Do you know how bad that hurt my heart? Like, I understand that the dog comes first, okay? But then when I'm sitting there for 6.5 hours, okay, in this little room with no phone connection, and I had my nicotine, but I didn't have anything else. I didn't have, like, a weed pen on me. It was just horrible, okay? And it was a bad experience, and, well, I hope it brings someone joy to know that I had a really rough day that day, but at least the Bears won. You know, I'm happy they won, but, like, I really would have wanted to see it. It would have meant a lot more to me to watch it live and watch them win than to, you know, get home and watch the highlights and be like, nice. But alright, thank you guys for watching. Check out my other stories. Check out the puppy videos, gaming videos, all that. Yeah. Thanks for watching. Be safe. Sub, share with friends, and peace out.